Yo, 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 let's look at my Game Week 30 FPL team. Or should I say teams, plural. For those of you who don't know what FPL challenge is, I'm so bad at explaining things. Watch someone like FPL Focal explain it. He'll do a much better job than me. So obviously you can all see the team right now. And the main thing is, right, I don't have Son and I don't have Palmer. And that's probably the scariest thing ever going into this game week, considering there's such high ownership against such easy teams. It could literally end my FPL season right here, right now. So I need a bit of a plan at least. Looking at the team with 0.7 mil in the bank, my only way to Son is if I have to take a hit basically, and it would require selling Saka or Foden, which to me is just stupid as hell. Because Foden and Saka, after they face each other in game week 30, have very good fixture runs, and it would make no sense to take a -4 to sell them both just to bring in Son, who actually has some difficult games. So bottom line is I am refusing to sell Saka and Foden. I think it's a terrible decision. I think they're both just as good FPL assets as Son, so it makes no sense to sell them with a -4. Obviously, I could sell Salah, but why would I want to sell Salah? I think he's an even better option than Son. I think he's really my only advantage this week. I mean, let's be honest, a lot of people are going to be taking hits to bring in Salah, while I already have him. So after a short thought process over here, I'm thinking I'm not going to get a Son this week. Maybe I'll get him next week. We'll see how it goes. But now we've got to think about Palmer, who, to be honest, is even scarier. The reason I don't like Palmer is because I have not had him all season and it's giving me mad PTSD. Like, he eventually has to fail at some point, right? But playing home to Burnley is most likely a point where he won't fail. I do think he's going to score big. It's the most likely scenario. But here I'm running into a dilemma as well, because I have Gordon and Bailey. Two very good cheap assets along with Palmer. They're all the same price point. I could do a straight switch from Bailey or Gordon straight to Palmer. The only problem is everyone knows Gordon and Bailey are pretty good this year, especially at home. Like, they do nothing away from home. All their points they get at home. So with all of that stuff being said, I'm not looking to bring in Palmer and I'm not looking to bring in Son this week. I know some of you may disagree with this thought process. You think it's a terrible idea. And to be honest, I don't disagree with you. But at the same time, I think it's the best thing I can do in this situation. Nothing's worse than taking a -4 for a player when the player you transferred out actually gets a haul anyway. And that could easily happen with any of these transfer plans I have going ahead. So I think the best thing for me is just to roll the transfer completely. Because even further down the line, I don't know if I want to focus my free transfers and my hits onto people who aren't going to double in game week 34. Since I have a wildcard in 35, I can just bring Son and Palmer in right there and then. Obviously, I'll be missing out for quite a few game weeks of them, but at the end of the day, double game week 34 is coming up. If I focused all my transfers on double game week 34 players, I could end up with 10 double game week players plus Haaland in my team without taking any -4s. And that's something I'd really be looking to do. So Son and Palmer may have to get put on hold for the team. It'll be a really big, risky play, but at the same time, it will make FPL a hell of a lot more fun just because I've actually got some differentials to go with. I'm not going template like I have for most of the season. If there are any last second changes, I will be showing it on Instagram and Twitter. So if you do care, probably don't. But if you do, yeah, go check out over there for the final deadline team. So yeah, that's the team. We'll be going into the next game week with 2 free transfers to bring in all them double game week players. Looking forward to it. Thanks to the new fantasy football challenge, we've got another team to look at. A team that I've not really put much thought into at all. But either way, it's quite a fun new game mode that I'm excited to try out. The theme for this challenge is unlimited budget, which in my opinion is kind of the most boring one possible. Looking at the 2 future game weeks, there's forward focus, in which strikers score double points, meaning if you captain a striker, you actually get quadruple points, which is pretty cool. And then the following week, Man United play Liverpool, and Man United plus Liverpool players get double points. And since you can pick 5 players from each team, that's 10 players getting double points. So that's also a very interesting one. This week is more just like pick the best players and hope for the best, which is what I've done. So we're going to get into it. Firstly, with the defense, I don't think there's any point picking loads of players from loads of different defenses, because then you'd rely on loads of teams getting a clean sheet. You may as well just back one team and hope they get a clean sheet, especially because they don't keep track of scores in this game mode. Scores reset every week, so it's not like you've got anything to hold on to. That's why I'm basically going to pick whoever's playing against Burnley and just choose their defence, which is Chelsea this week, which is a very good fixture actually. I think they're likely to keep a clean sheet, so I've gone with Petrovic. I've gone with, who else did I go with off the top of my head? I've gone with Chilwell, and I've gone with Gusto. But I might change him if he does get injured, thankfully, thanks to the new deadlines in FPL Challenge. If Gusto is injured, or we find out just before the deadline or the lineup, I can still change him out for a different Chelsea player, which is very handy. So as it stands, Gusto, but if not, maybe just switch him out for Disasi or something. And to finish off the Chelsea quadruple up, we've also got Cole Palmer in there just to make up for my lack of Cole Palmer in the actual FPL team, as well as Son. Since we can't get Son in the actual team, we'll bring him in the FPL Challenge because why not? At least I get some benefit from bringing him in. And with the attack, we've gone proper basic. Just pick the best players against the worst teams. Along with Palmer and Son, we've got Salah in there. We've got Maddison in there. We've got Watkins. We've got Haaland. Even though he's playing a tough game, he's still going to get a lot of expected goals. And then finally, we've got Solanke against Everton, which I feel like could be a good differential FPL Challenge-wise. Now, obviously, the top 3 teams in the world for FPL Challenge every week get a prize. I by no means think I'm going to get a top 3 ever, but it'd be fun to beat my friends in the mini league, especially the ones that don't take the game seriously enough to play all 38 game weeks, so it adds a more casual side to the game, which I'm quite excited about. But anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.